Welcome to episode 4. It's TNT, Tom and the Tones. It is March 29th, opening day in the MLB. It's about 5:22. I'm just saying that because we're going to have to run through some scores, and there's only 2 games that are in the bag, so we'll have to run through those. We have a lot of baseball to talk about today. Obviously, it's opening day. We're going to have some predictions. We're going to talk a little bit about the games today. Of course, we're going to talk about the Yankees just a tiny bit, as we are both Yankee fans. We have some segments per usual. We only have 2 today. We have to save it for the Saturday show because Saturday show is when we have a lot of fun. And then, the days of the week, the work days, that's when we put in our work. That's when we have to talk about sports while also making you laugh at the same time. And then we have a 4-pack of questions like always. Tones, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a crazy week at work, but I'm here recording now. Opening day. All that other stuff doesn't even matter. It's time for baseball. It's time. It's spring, man. I don't even care if it's cold out right now. It's spring.
It's spring. It's sunny out. Did you have to take any shits today and the water splashed up in the toilet? Any of that today?
No, none of that. Actually, I didn't have time to take a shit today. It was so crazy because apparently, I was texting you before. I don't know a single person that eats fish for Easter, but apparently there's a lot of people that do because I've been running around like a fucking madman for the last 3 days.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are stupid, so that explains that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to run through the games right now. We got the Yankee game on right now. We're up 2-0 on a Stanton home run in his first fucking at-bat, which is awesome. Was going nuts. So right now the Yankees are up 2-0 at the end of the 4th. Twins are down 2-0 to the Orioles in the top of the 8th. Bundy pitching a gem over there, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Down the street from my place. We'll check in on that. The Astros are up 3-0 in the Rangers. Springer hit home run in his first at-bat to lead that game off. Cole Hamels not looking so hot to start the year. Red Sox are up 3-0 against the Rays. I haven't looked at the stat line, but I can only assume that Chris Sale is just mowing them down right now. The Angels are up 3-0 against the A's in the bottom of the 4th. Phillies are up 1-0 against the Braves, top of the 5th. Brewers 1-0 over the Padres, mid-5th. White Sox 4-4 game against the Royals, top of the 4th. Cubs won 8-4 against the Marlins today, and the Mets looked surprisingly great today. Thor was dominant. I turned it off when he had 10 strikeouts. They ended up winning 9-4. The Reds postponed their game yesterday just because of a threat of rain, which is fucking stupid. Like, you at least got to wake up the next day and see it's opening day. So they ruined everything for Cincinnati. It's your fault for living in Cincinnati, first of all. So I actually don't have that much pity for you. And then the Dodgers play the Giants tonight. And the Tigers-Pirates game actually got rained out too, so I guess there was some rain up there. So a lot of baseball going on, a lot of good games. So we're going to jump right into it. What are your thoughts, first of all, with the Reds deciding to postpone their fucking game a day before because there was only a chance of rain? They're embarrassed?
The real question is, did it actually rain?
I didn't check. I was actually trying to check that.
Okay. Well, if it did actually rain, I don't mind it because there's no better feeling than when you find out the night before if school or work is canceled because of snow.
Yeah, but it's opening day.
Yeah, that's true.
They should play. Yeah. As long as there's no lightning, play the fucking game. Let's have a raining opening day.
Yeah, I mean, there's been, like, when I was a kid, we used to have all the old, like, World Series DVDs for the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
And there were, like, 3 times there was, like, opening day. Like, first day would be snowing. We're just playing it. Like, yeah, it's opening day. You got to play.
Yeah. Well, I just checked the radar. Yeah, it looks like, they're getting railed with rain up there. Okay. But I don't know if Cincinnati's necessarily getting rained. I know that Cleveland's getting rained, but it's kind of going way north towards Michigan. So I'm not sure. Maybe they chicken out. It looks like maybe they should have waited a day. But I thought it was a stupid kind of thing. I at least wait. I mean, like the poor people, I'm so stoked for opening day. We've been waiting forever. All of a sudden, like the day before, cancel. I guess it actually is a courtesy kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's more for the fans than anything. I mean, people taking off of work and all that. But I agree. I mean, you gotta wait and see because if you can play, you gotta play. I mean, it's such a long season and there's so many games that.
Yeah, but the first one is the most important, other than the last one, obviously. But this one, it's for us. It's for the fans opening day. All right. Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, it means nothing, but you got to do it for your fans, But fuck the Reds doing that, I guess. I mean, even though I guess we can agree with what they did, still fuck that. It's opening day. Wait until the game starts, and then even if you're at the baseball stadium, there's no baseball. Have some hot dogs and some beers, and then just mingle with the other fans.
Yeah, they should just have like a fan night. Just have everyone come in and just like have they could be like a big bar. Just have
and then just watch the other games.
Yeah, no, just fun down with that.
So then moving on from this, I got this question yesterday. It was actually pretty interesting, and I noticed it after being asked. A lot of teams are putting their best hitter, their power hitters, in the 2-hole. Like the Mets put Cespedes at second. We're putting Judge at second. We did that last year a bunch. You're just seeing that kind of all over the league, and it's kind of a really off-trend sort of thing. We're so used to seeing these guys go 3 and 4. You get some speed at 1 and 2. But I could totally see what they're doing. With us and the Yankees, with Judge batting second, I mean, you saw it today. Gardner got on first, and then, Judge struck out, which he does, but then Stanton hit that home run. So then the next time around, Judge is seeing these pitches, knowing that Stanton's in that batter circle.
Right. I mean, when you're the Yankees and you have that lineup, you can put Judge in the 2-hole.
Yeah. But
if you got a team like, I don't know, let's say Judge was on the Padres or something, you're not going to put him in the 2-hole. You're going to put him where he has a chance of driving the most runs.
Exactly. And if we're confident enough that Gardner's going to get on base a lot too, and you have Stanton sandwiched, in between, I mean, outside of Judge, I mean, he's just going to see nothing but strikes because you're not going to want to walk Judge because you could strike him out so easily, but you're just going to hope that he misses like the junk that you have, but everything is going to go across the plate. Right. And you saw in his second at bat, he freaking ripped one down the line when Stanton was coming up next. So,
that was, that was, you see what they said about Stanton's home run? It was the hardest hit opposite field home run since StatCast, whatever. It was like 117 miles an hour.
Yeah. I did. Look at him. He's just not meant to play baseball, but he does.
I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember when he got called up last year, I mean, like 25, nobody had any expectations. And then all of a sudden, all rise.
Yeah.
So we'll see, because the first half of last year was legendary stuff. I mean, he was hitting so much, just home runs left and right, but he was also hitting for average. I think at the All-Star break, he was hitting like 314, which is crazy. And then he ended up finishing the year with like 268, something like that. So it just shows how bad his second half was. So we'll see if he can string an entire year together.
When you have that many strikeouts, it's hard to maintain that average. I remember last year when he was hitting like 300 at the All-Star break, they said there's never been a person that struck out 200 times and hit over 200.
He blew through that.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, but he has a good on base percentage. I mean, because he walks a lot. He's got a good eye. Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious what it was last year. Talking, but yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. I just kind of got distracted.
No, yeah, I heard you get distracted. It's fine. Well, you look at that. You try to find it, and I'm going to ask you a little side thought here. When you go to the ballpark, what's your go-to food? What are you eating?
Go-to food. That's a great question. I mean, I like at Yankee Stadium. They got Lobello's. The steak is great. This is probably stepping into your territory, but the hot sausage.
Oh, whoa!
I like the hot.
Hit him with an over the line.
Over the line. You want to go down? Yeah. He hit 284 last year with a 422 on base percentage. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. So he ended up climbing back up after he really fell, and then he ended up, he couldn't hit a curveball for shit in the playoffs, and that ended up being like a real big killer, because after he couldn't hit the curveball, nobody could hit the curveball except for Didi, of course. But he's gonna have to, drawing it all back. We'll see if Stanton is the MVP that he was last year, then Judge is going to see the best pitches he could possibly see in this league with Stanton being behind him. But my ballpark food, I love a hot dog, obviously.
Hot dog, Old Faithful.
I get a hot dog, and then I love getting a bag of peanuts and just making a fucking mess at my seat, and just like, oh man. And then you get into that thought, you just look around this huge stadium, just thinking of all the people eating peanuts. Like, man, how do they clean this place? When they play baseball every day, like there's just a job where you have to wait for this game to be over and just go and clean up all the peanut shells everywhere, the spilled beards and the people throwing up, especially if it's opening day. Oh, yeah. I just love that.
They should just make a floor that opens and just drops into like a garbage chute.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get yourself a cleaning crew of at least like 40, 50 Mexicans. Whoa, sorry about that.
Over the line.
Okay, sorry. All right, so we're going to move right into opening day mortal locks. Okay, so these are going to be our opinions that we have to hold to our hearts for the rest of the year. Your opinion means everything right now. You can't change it. You can't go to the All-Star break and just be like, oh, I picked the Reds to be good and they stink. No. If your pick sucks, then you will be reminded of it every single time that we record. So we'll start off with some cakewalks. The first one that I had down was, who are your NL and AL Cy Young winners?
Cy Young, I'm going to go with Kershaw.
Kershaw in the NL. Never a bad pick.
It's hard not to do it. I was just looking through his numbers before the show. I just want to read off the season he had in 2014. This is when he won the MVP also. Started 27 games, went 21-3 with a 1.77 ERA.
So he won 21 games without even starting 30. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. My phone is bugging out right now. Right.
Your sound quality, by the way, is terrible, I think.
I don't know what – I mean, like, I'm basically deep throating the mic right now.
Just give me like a yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe you can speak up?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll fix it in post.
Well, in 198 innings, he had 240 strikeouts. He had a whip of .857.
Yeah, that is dominating stuff. Yeah. I mean, that is just a runaway. He won the MVP that year too, right? That was the Cy Young MVP.
Cy Young and MVP.
And this year, before the season in the Grapefruit League, he had 21 innings pitched and he hasn't let up a run yet. So, I mean, that just shows you that his back is probably healthy again, which is huge. And if Kershaw can get 30 healthy starts this year, then I think he's going to run away with the Cy Young. Absolutely. And by the way, Judge is scoring off the Stanton gapper right now. Hey. Oh, I forgot I'm spoiling it. He's watching on the Fire Stick. I got it on live TV. You live in New York. Why don't you just put it on the regular TV?
Because I don't have the cable box in my room.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So
sorry about that.
It's okay. I'm going to see it anyway in a minute.
3-0 Yankees, top of the fifth. So we are looking great right now with Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. This is fantastic so far. So yeah, who you got in your AL Cy Young?
AL, I mean Severino. I got Severino. I got to go 7.
Yeah, he looks good so far. Sample size of only 1 year, and he had dominating stuff. I mean, Cy Young kind of stuff. How many wins did he have last year? Was it like 18, 19?
It was like, I think it was 17 or 18. Yeah. But they also there's a double. I mean, what they were saying before the game is that, he's been working on a changeup too. Because he's basically just been fastball slider, which has been working. When you get ball 100 and you got to drop that nasty slider. But you got to have a changeup in there. I mean, it's just adds a whole other dimension.
Yeah, when people catch up to the fastball, we saw with Houston last year, when our bats go cold and then you have Severino got yanked in the Cleveland game. I mean, very fast. So, or no. I'm sorry, Minnesota. Yeah, he got chased out of Minnesota pretty fast. And that just, it's good that you got to extend it and you got to do it earlier too in your career. It's great. Like, I think it's Matt Harvey who just added a curveball to his arsenal, and that you just have to adapt. But it's better to just get these pitches down when you've had this kind of success like Severino and you're just trying to build on it. Mm-hmm. So that's a good pick. I got Chris Sale out of the AL.
Okay. I mean, you can't. Again, it's another one like Kershaw, where he's always in there.
Yeah, he just strikes out everybody. I mean, I remember last year he was striking out over 10 people a game for like 2 consecutive months. He kind of ran out of gas towards the end of the season, the last month, and kind of inflated his numbers, and that's why Kluber ended up coming out of nowhere and stealing the Cy Young from him. But he ended up having over 300 strikeouts, which is just fucking crazy to do with all these hitters in the league, especially in our division. But I think
in Fenway, that stadium is just you're right. In the AL East, there's so many hitters.
He doesn't give a shit who's up.
No. The only thing with Sale is, you saw this. You never really saw it in Chicago because they were never really in the race, for the playoffs. But he's just so frail. He's so skinny. Like, his frame just doesn't look like he can carry that workload where he can maintain what he's doing in.
How his arm isn't falling off.
Yeah. We'll see though.
He's been doing it for like 8 straight years of throwing this crazy motion that he's got, and he only weighs like 150 pounds. It looks like. So there's something about like his physicality that like makes him be able to throw a baseball like that. Like, he's just like genuinely a freak of nature.
He's just so long and he whips it out there. It's just
Exactly. And I got Kershaw, coming out of the NL. I think if his back is finally healthy, they fucked him up last year. He didn't get that many starts. I think he only started like 22 games last year, and he still won, I think, 16 of them.
I was looking at he started 27 last year, but he was also hurt the year before. I think it was a back also. So it is a little concerning.
Mm-hmm.
He started 21 in 16.
And now I'm thinking about it too. I mean, they rested him, like he got hurt like right immediately after the All-Star game. And then they benched him, but they brought him back for the playoffs because they were going on a World Series run. And I hope that he still got enough rest, because with the back, it scares me for this long of a season. But if he can give you 30 if he can give you 30 starts, then I think he runs away with the MVP. I think he'll win 24 games, something crazy like that, because the Dodgers, their lineup is probably, other than us, best of baseball. Yep, we just had a gapper. Didn't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah,
4-0 Yankees at the top of the fifth.
I actually got a little bit of money on this game. I got the money line, and I have the Yankees over 4.5. So they're at 4 right now. So.
What's that to win? Like $8?
I wanted to do a parlay. I wanted to parlay them together and put like 100 on it, but for some reason that PSI wouldn't let me do that. So
I know what that is now. Parlay. Maybe I'll think about doing a couple of those this year. Now that I know that exists, that option.
Parlaying all over the place.
Yep. Who are your NL and AL wildcard teams this year? Some sneak attacks.
Sneaking up on me. Well, in the AL, I have the Red Sox and the Twins, but obviously the Yankees will lose.
Yeah.
So the Red Sox there, and then I think the Twins, they got a pretty nice young team. They got some good young pitchers.
Don't you tell me that Minnesota's going back to the wild card this year. Let alone freaking win that game against whoever is going to be there.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm just saying they're going to be there. I mean, I was looking. I mean, who else am I going to throw in there? I'm not going to throw the Royals, the White Sox. I'm not going to throw in there. The Orioles.
You think about the Angels, maybe. Ohtani looks like even though he's technically on paper the number one prospect in baseball, he looks like he's about to be a fucking disaster. But you can't write off the fact that Trout is on that team.
Yeah. But I mean, they've also been an awful team for years with Trout on the team. So
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I guess Minnesota. I mean, they were there last year. It makes sense.
Maybe the Mariners. They're always kind of like in that wild card hunt.
Yeah, I think their investment of Robinson Cano is starting to catch up to him, because they can't build that team anymore, paying him the money that he makes. And Felix Hernandez is slowly kind of deteriorating. I think the Red Sox and the Yankees, I think, are both going to come out of the AL East. We'll have to see with what happens in the Central. Minnesota. I mean, Kansas City, just they're going into full rebuild mode.
Salvador Perez. See that?
Sound like a robot.
You see what happened to Salvador Perez?
I didn't hear anything you said. Yeah.
Yeah, he got. You can't hear me?
No, you're all choppy and bad.
Hold on.
Sound like a robot.
What about
now? Still terrible.
Mic check.
Yeah.
Bad?
No, it's like internet connection kind of thing.
Yo.
And he just froze.
God damn it.
Stop the show. Get off the scale.
What's going on? Look.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on. Like,
yeah, we might need to cancel the show and re-record another day, because the whole time it sounds really bad.
Fuck. Really?
You'll hear it back. You sound like really low, and even if you raise your voice into it, it's just the quality out of the microphone sounds terrible.
What about now?
It's a little better. You're still really low though on the mic. Even if you yell into it, it's just like the mic.
Yo.
That sounds fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It just sounds like this is what it's been sounding like the whole show. It's fine, but you'll hear what I'm talking about when you listen to it back.
I don't know what's good now.
Now it's fixed.
Is it?
Now you fixed it. Yeah, whatever you were doing, now it's fixed.
All right. Well, we'll go with that.
Well, like it sounded terrible the entire way through so far. It's too bad.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just rock with it. Fuck! I dropped my pen. All right. Well, I'll cut all this. Give me a second.
All right, make sure you cut all of it this time too. I feel like in the last episode we were talking about like we'll cut this, like we just the whole thing got down.
I cut 15 minutes out.
Yeah, I guess we were waiting for an entire horse race.
I just let Wampus in there because I thought it was a funny name. You just how you jumped into like, whoa, Wampus.
So I was about to go into the wild card team, so I'll just I'll start the show over so you know exactly when to like start the show again.
All right. I don't understand. Now you're coming out of my computer now, like the sound.
Well, now you sound great for me. This sounds like a you problem.
I'm just a mess right now. All right. All right. All right. All right.
Make sure you don't ruin the great sound that you just found.
All right. So good?
Yep. All right. I'm gonna like just kick it right back off so that way you know exactly where to start it again. All right.
All right.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. We've been having technical difficulties the entire time, I think. Tones, your microphone might have been a little fucked up, but we fixed it. I think it was just a little case of readjusting the wire positioning. But we're good to go now. I think we were just talking about AL, NL wildcard teams, and you were talking about Boston and Minnesota. Those are good picks. I have Boston too. But I'm also, I think Boston's going to come out of the AL with the wild card. I don't know who they're going to play. It's probably going to be Minnesota, so I'm not going to knock them too much. But out of the NL, I'm going Colorado.
Okay.
I think that lineup in that ballpark, I think Arenado, I mean, he's had 4 straight years of batting over 300 with over 140 RBIs with over 25 home runs. Yeah. And he gets no love.
No love.
0 love.
Yeah, no, I had them too. I had them in the Brewers in the wild card game.
That's interesting. Did you know, fun fact, the Brewers are the poorest team in the league?
Really? I did not know that. Even more than the Rays?
Yeah, more than the Rays. Their payroll is like way lower. Like I was surprised when I was actually looking at because like I was dealing with fucking Met fans just being like, yeah, well, like we'd win too if we could just buy like everybody like you. And I was like, fuck you. Like you guys are like the 12th like ranked payroll team. It's just your fucking owners are cheap pieces of shit and they just want to make a profit and they don't want to invest in their team. But the Brewers, they're making tons of investment. They traded for Christian Yelich. And that lineup is, I mean, Ryan Braun still got it. Huh?
Lorenzo Cain.
Eric Thames is still there, who's I still have no idea if, I mean, remember last year he hit like 40 home runs in September. So I mean not September, in April. Yeah. But well, I think that was kind of a fluke. But still, we'll have to see. I mean, but yeah, like going back to that, it's impressive how they've been able to build this roster with that little of a budget.
And they got what's his name? Domingo Santana. Like that outfield is stacked with Cain, Yelich, and Domingo Santana. Mm-hmm. He had a great year last year. He had like almost 30 home runs, 100 RBIs, hit like 280.
Damn. I did not know that, actually.
Yeah.
I was kind of going with the motion saying like, yeah, I know who he is. I didn't know who he was, but now I'm interested in finding out who he is based on hearing those fucking numbers.
Yeah, no, he had 30 home runs, 85 RBIs, hit 278, had an OPS at 875, had 15 steals. It's a pretty good that goddamn year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at him. Are you drinking beers for opening day today? You gonna crack a couple open?
I probably will at some point. I got back from work. The game just started, and we're here. So I haven't had a chance to yet.
You haven't even stopped working, man. Yeah, well, you know what? The grind never stops. You know,
it does.
So we are going to move to our last show. True, we have 2 more mortal locks. I forgot we were mortal locks. This whole technical difficulties thing threw me off. We have 2 more. Who will be the home run king of the major leagues this year?
I mean, you got to go Stan, right?
I got Stanton written down too.
Okay.
Reigning MVP. Like people forget that already. And then, I mean, yeah, it's probably just like redundant. Everybody thinks that. And sure, they're like, I just brought up Arenado. He'll make a push. Bryce Harper's there playing for $400 million coming up. If it would be very beneficial if he was the home run king, But I think Stanton in this lineup, in this ballpark, I think he's going to go ham.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's just the perfect storm.
Yeah,
it's everything just lines up, like you said, perfect ballpark, perfect lineup. And I think he's really excited to finally be on a contending team.
It's the same thing like we saw with Chris Sale last year. He's been dominating in Chicago forever. And all of a sudden you get him on a winning team and he's just like in his zone, fucking being a monster. Just like, yeah, I know there's a million expectations. I don't give a shit. I want to fucking win. Yeah. And that's what he does. So yeah, we're both with Stanton. The final mortal lock. Who's your World Series champion this year? The 2018. Who's raising up the trophy?
I mean, I gotta go Yankees. I'm not gonna go with the Astros or the Indians or call me Homer. I don't care. I'm going the Yankees.
It's a good bet. I don't think we're there yet. I think we're a pitcher away. I think it's gonna cut. Like imagine, if we're Game 7 against Houston in the ALCS and like it comes down to CC, like that's great, but like, it's not as good as we could be doing right now, Yeah.
No, I think, this is jumping ahead, but if we get to the playoffs or when we get to the playoffs, you go
confidence.
You go Sevy, Tanaka, Gray, CC.
Yeah, that's great and all, but like I still don't see any mortal locks of starters. Keeping it with the whatever we're doing.
Yeah, based off of last year, other than the wild card game, Severino was great. Tanaka was shut down. I think Sonny Gray is going to have a lot. Here, quote, write this down. Sonny Gray is going to have a career year this year.
Okay.
I think he's really going to, having the full spring training, having some experience last year towards the end of the year. I think he's really going to thrive this year, and especially because he's not the guy. In Oakland, he had to be the guy. Like now we have, like you said, Sevy, Tanaka. So I think he's really gonna have a career year. But that's my. I
wouldn't be surprised. His early years in Oakland when he first got called up were incredible. He got called up in the second half a few years ago. It's a few years ago. It's more like 6-7 years ago. But he got called up and it was 7 innings pitched, 8 Ks. No more than 2 earned runs every single game. He was incredible, and he was their top prospect at the time.
Yeah.
So
he has the stuff. He's just gotta put it together.
Mm-hmm. He's such an Oakland A, such a star prospect that they know damn well they can't afford. It's going to be a good couple of years, and then we'll have to ship him off. We'll have to trade him, get something like Barry Zito back in the day. They really won that one. Cespedes, even though he's not a pitcher, they had stud. Like, yeah, we can't afford this guy. Trade him. But so World Series winner, I got the Dodgers written down. I think Houston is a really great team, and I think they'll be back, and if it's not them, it's gonna be us. But the Dodgers, I think, are finally ready to fucking get over that hump and win a championship, especially going all the way back. If Kershaw is healthy the whole way through and he's the Cy Young winner and he's on the mound, even though I know his postseason numbers are kind of not reflective of what kind of pitcher he is, I think that he's going to be pissed off. And if they get a lead in the World Series and he's on the mound, he's going to shut it down. Hashtag John Taffer.
Yeah, Kershaw gets a bad rap in the playoffs. He was definitely.
Well, everybody expects perfection.
Well, because he's so good in the regular season. He's still a very good pitcher in the playoffs. When his first couple starts, he wasn't great, but he's still very good. He's just not Kershaw in the playoffs, which is
I don't think he's like David Price bad in the playoffs.
No.
Like regular season to postseason. So I know David Price's career numbers in the regular season. He's just over 3 RA with he averages over 250 Ks. He's just a stud, but his playoff ERA is an 8 in 8 career playoff games. Kershaw is a 4, which is kind of respectable. But your Kershaw, you're expecting a shutout every single time he goes out there. So he takes a lot of shit. But I think the Dodgers are just going to march right through the NL and then either meet the Yankees or the Stros, and then we'll see if the Yankees are in there. I might change my mind, but these are mortal locks, and you can't. So I'm going to regret this a little bit. I didn't really think about that after setting the rules. With that, we're going to jump into segments.
That's it.
We moved Ask a Gay to Saturday because our Saturday shows when we have our fun. We're also going to do a Do You Remember on Saturday too. So we only have 2 segments and then a 4-pack of questions. So we're going to open up with Change My Mind. Tones, what do you got to change my mind on?
Well, no. See, I thought you had to change my mind.
Oh yeah, Sam. Yeah, tell me your opinion, and I'll change your mind.
I think Forrest Gump is a vastly overrated movie.
Why? What?
It's just like, I don't know. Like, it's just about you're just following this retard around through his totally unbelievable story. How he goes from, fucking Vietnam to he's winning Heisman's. Like, it just he runs across the. I don't know. It's just
you haven't seen this enough. This is a classic. This is America's like.
I mean, I've seen it like a couple times, but like every time I'm watching, like, this is fucking stupid. Like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Oh. What's so great about Forrest Gump? Tell me. Change my mind. That's the name of this segment. Change my mind. What's so good about this fucking idiot?
This fucking idiot that you speak of is a very good man. He's a nice guy, and if you met him, I'm sure you wouldn't think of him like you are now. Forrest, he was a great way of showing American history by being stupid, because he kind of just backdoors his way into all these stupid situations. He may not be a smart man, but he knows what love is. Okay. With the military, some guy just came up to him and was like, you want to join? You want to go to Nam? And he's like, okay. And then you go, and then it's a great Nam movie for like, a half hour, 45 minutes. And it's great. You learn a ton about what Nam was like right there. Then he comes home. Okay. First of all, I will say Jenny is the worst. Jenny's the biggest bitch. Like, I mean, like, I get it. I'm not going to give you shit for like not falling back in love with a mentally challenged person. Okay. That's an over the line. I think we've had like 4, but she didn't help his cause very much, but she also did provide a good perspective of the hippies, something that we have to deal with in today's society. A lot of hippies out there, a lot of people who, complain about a lot of things, even though those hippies, they protested with a purpose. Nam, what a waste of time. You know what I mean? But he showed you everything. I mean, the ping pong stuff, maybe I could see like, why do you have this in here? But I still found it pretty entertaining, looping back with Nam and ping pong. But he was just, he backdoored his way into a lot of cool situations, but it just gave you an interesting simple man perspective on large, American history stories. You got to look at it from that perspective. Don't look at it for, watching this retard run around Vietnam. Don't be like that guy. Just like appreciate the history. We got great history in this country.
I guess. I mean, maybe I just need to watch it again. But like every time I've watched it, I'm just sitting there like, why am I watching this?
Maybe you got to go in with that fresh perspective and just be like, I'm going to watch this for the country and learn. I'm going to take this as a history lesson. I'm going to just look at America develop through the eyes of Forrest Gump. That's it.
All right. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. I got a 3-day weekend. Maybe I'll go back and watch it. I'll let you know. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, I'll let you know if I change my mind. Probably.
Okay. I mean, at least I have a shot at changing your mind. All right. Well, you let me know if you watch it. And if you watch it and you don't change your mind, then you are a bad person. So moving on to the second segment, it's Tones Bones. It's our second and final segment. We're cutting them down. We had a lot of baseball, a lot of technical difficulties. The show definitely might have came out terrible, but hey, it's only episode 4.
Yeah,
you got a rant. What are you ranting about?
So I just left a little space there so I could edit it in. Just so everyone knows. Okay, so this goes back to March Madness. I know we still got the championship game, but we're kind of haven't really talked about it. But so last weekend, I'm in my room trying to watch one of the Final Four games, or maybe it's Elite Eight. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And same reason why I'm on a delay with the Yankee game is I'm watching on my Fire Stick. So there's an NCAA app where when the March Madness is going on, it has all the games. You could switch around, you could watch them. So like, oh, this is awesome. So I go to click on, I don't even remember what game it is. I go to click on it, all CBS games are not available on the March Madness app. You have to download the CBS app.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I download the CBS app. Tell me how. Where does CBS get the nerve? Nay, not the nerve, the gall. Dare I say the audacity to charge $5.99 a month for their app so I could watch The Good Wife.
I'll tell you why. Because they're trying to steal money out of your pocket because you won't watch it on the cable station that they offer to you for free.
But
that's your own damn fault, Tones.
No other channel does that. FX doesn't do that. Comedy Central doesn't do that. HBO doesn't do that. Showtime doesn't do that. CBS is the channel that you can get for free if you don't even have cable. You don't even need a cable box to get CBS. And you want me to pay you $6 a month for your shitty TV? That's another thing. CBS, you're always like, oh, we have the #1 rated comedy, #1 rated drama. Fuck that shit. Fuck the Big Bang Theory. Fuck Little Shelton. Fuck all of them.
Oh, fuck Big Bang Theory. Fuck that Sheldon guy. But yeah, I think actually I didn't see this, but now that you're like playing it back to me, I think I know exactly what they're doing. They probably upcharged it for March Madness because they know people had to watch it on their phones at work or on their computer. And then once you log into that monthly contract, you get drunk after March Madness, you play some bets, you make some money, you totally forget that you invested in the CBS Sports app on your phone for $7.99 a month.
Here's the thing is that's not. I was talking to my mom who tried to get the app because she was trying to watch a show. This was months ago. They tried to charge her $5.99 then. It wasn't just for March Madness. It's just they've always had that. Like, who is out there spending $6 a month for CBS? And you know what? They gave me like a 1 week free trial, so I didn't have to pay right up front. But then when I went to cancel it, like I can't cancel it. I don't know how to cancel it. There's nothing in the app to cancel it. I tried going on Amazon to cancel it. It's just so like now I'm just stuck paying CBS for their shitty TV, and it's very, very upsetting.
You're gonna have to go straight to CBS with that and just tell them, "Hey, asshole, I don't need your service anymore," and then get rid of it. I think that's your best course of action. But yeah, that is pretty fucked up on their part. But hey, they're trying to make money. They're business.
That's what commercials are for. That's what TV deals are for. Like.
Nah.
I don't like these big companies don't get it. These TV channels, like if you have an app with all of your shows on there for free, like as long as like I understand if you have to sign in with your cable provider, that's cool. I get it. You got to pay for the channel somehow. But like if you make it free, it makes it easier for people to watch your shit and it gets you more investors. So once the season starts back up again, you'll be watching their channel, you'll be watching their commercials, you'll be giving them views. Like they don't understand. They're so short-sighted. They
don't realize that people will eventually stop watching. They think that they have everybody by the balls, but technology is growing every fucking day, and there will be. I mean, there already are a lot of different ways to go. Like you don't need a cable box anymore. You can just go on Netflix. A lot of people don't even need live TV shows. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's a dick move on CBS. I feel bad that you have to spend $7 a month on nothing that you're going to use.
I could watch NCIS Miami. Like,
yeah, I was about to say NCIS Miami. That's pretty much the only other show I know there other than Big Bang Theory, which is the worst show of all time, hands down. And I'm sure the young Sheldon is too. I had to go on a 7-hour flight one time when that show first came out, and they put that on the entire flight. That's how I learned about it. Me and my dad, the entire flight, were just like, what the fuck is this show? It is so bad. The whole way. Put Everybody Loves Raymond on like he did in The Way Here. Nobody has a problem with that. When you put on fucking that goddamn show, Big Bang Theory, that's when there's a problem. Like that's like forcing it down your throat sort of thing. I actually have a little bone to pick too, by the way. I'm sorry. I know we're trying to keep it a little shorter, but I got a little bone. I got a bone to pick. The movie The Exorcist is watching it again. It's a fantastic film.
Yes, it is.
But it's one of those films they should have called the police so much earlier. They never did. I mean, like if they didn't call and they waited, and then all of a sudden she got so bad she ended up killing a guy, and then like there's a cop investigating his murder, and he was like couldn't be the daughter or whatever, so they had to keep it hidden. But way before, when she started like being Satan, first of all, she should have never left the fucking hospital when they were doing the psychiatric tests. Second of all, even before that, you need to call the police. That's it. I mean, I don't care if it's my daughter or my like anything. Like I know you like have to. If I don't have a daughter, but if you do, I'm sure it's like the most important thing ever. But if she's possessed by Satan and she's talking like that, you got to call the cops. That's it, and say, hey, this is going on upstairs. We're gonna deal with it. But if she starts throwing people out the window because she's got super demon strength, like at least you know it's not her. At least like we have evidence on file that this is not her. This is like a legitimate psychiatric case. We had to bring in priests for God's sakes to get this thing fixed. I mean, like just know that I don't want to get in any trouble. So they should have called the cops and made sure they got that all straightened away, and then did what they had to do with the psychiatric test and the exorcist.
Tell me what would the cops have done?
They would have like kind of, I don't know, monitor the situation a little bit better. Like, all right, like, yeah, get the priest in there, but like, hey, she comes barreling out ready to choke slam people. We got our fucking guns.
Taser.
Oh yeah, taser. Yeah, I don't know if that would work, but it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, like there needs to be police presence. I mean, like the mom was just going to bed, like after a night of her like running down the stairs backwards and puking up green stuff. She's like, okay, put her to bed. I'm gonna go to sleep. How the fuck can you sleep with that going on in the bedroom next to you? You kidding me?
Locking my door.
Lock that in a psychiatric hospital and do the exorcism there. Why does it got to be in your house? What are you, nuts? It's just called stupid parenting. It's called being an idiot. Anyway, that's my bone. We're going to move on to the 4-pack of questions. First question, what is the best baseball movie of all time? Keep it relevant to open day.
When I first read the question in my head, I was saying Sandlot, but then I was thinking about it more. You got to go Major League, the first one.
That's a great one. That's a great pick.
Wild Thing, Willie Mays Hayes.
That movie does the best job of encapsulating what it's like to be in the locker room of a major league club.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a little bit over the top, but that's like what it's like being on the road and being with your teammates and like, you know, shitty ownership, you know. Yeah, that's a great one. I originally thought Sandlot too, and then my mind went to Rookie of the Year. I'm a big Rookie of the Year guy.
Rookie of the Year is a great one. Yep.
Man, I can't believe he got away with lobbing one to Big Meanie there, floating it. First of all, how the fuck did his mom was in the nosebleed section. Like, how was he able to like look at her and identify her in a playoff crowd at Wrigley Field and like read her lips? I mean, that was stupid.
Yeah, that was, a little unbelievable, a little unrealistic, but you know,
but the Chet Steadman side plot does it for me in that movie every time. Chet Steadman he's the Rocket now that Clemens is like banned from baseball basically for cheating. Yeah. The real Rocket in everybody's heart is Chet Steadman. All right. With that, we're going to transfer to the second question, which is what is the best football movie of all time? You see a trend?
Yeah, I kind of I'm starting to pick up on it. Why don't you take this one?
I was thinking about this. Originally, I was thinking Friday Night Lights, but then I realized, I found out that the final game that they had, that's like, it's all based on a true story. That game was a blowout. Did you know that? It wasn't like all like, you know.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was doing the QB sneak trying to push him into the end zone, and they just fell 1 yard short. No, that game was not even close.
So did they actually do the QB sneak and they were just like running up the?
No, that play never got to that point. They were down like 48-0 at half. Like it was just a bad game.
Oh,
but everything else before that was great.
So direction.
It
was a blowout against them.
Yeah, against them.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, they lost. They lost in the movie, and it was a heartbreaker. But then, like in real life, it wasn't even a close game. So that kind of turned me off. And then I was like, you know what? Remember the Titans is the best. It's really not even close.
Yeah, that was mine too. Remember the Titans. It's. I love the replacements. That's a good one.
That's definitely right there, number 3.
But in terms of like quality movie, I gotta go. Remember the Titans.
It had Disney in its prime behind them. Yeah. You know, Disney did not fail.
No.
It's when Yost gives that defensive speech. That's when that movie is like, this is incredible. Yeah. I listen to that in Bucs games all the time. Defense on me. Oh man. But yeah, I think I think it's unanimous. There's going to be your Friday Night Lights people out there, of course, but I still think with everything that goes on around the Titans, it's the GOAT of football movies. Moving to number 3. Remember how I was talking about a trend? Guess what? Yeah. Curveball, zombie apocalypse. You wake up in the morning, zombies everywhere. What do you do?
Well, so I've thought about this. I have a contingency plan, right?
Yeah.
So bunker. Right now in my house, I'm not near a lot of stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm boarding up all my windows, moving all the furniture in front of all the doors, and I'm setting up my cars in front of my garage doors, blocking the garage door so people can't break through, But if I need to get out, I just open the garage door real quick, hop in the car, I'm out. There's also a sporting goods store maybe 2 miles down the road, has all kinds of crossbows and bow and arrows and knives, and I'm pretty sure they have some guns too. I know people within like a 2-minute driving radius near my house that have guns in their house, so like I'm gonna go raid their house. So I have it all set up, and I'm just gonna camp out up here. I'm on my house is on a hill.
And we're going to assume that the zombies are like the slow ones too, right? Not like
Right,
the World
yeah,
War Z
not
ones
like
that go
World-
fucking
no,
bananas.
no.
Okay, yeah.
There's no surviving at that point.
Yeah.
But and what I'm gonna do is I just get my crossbow, get my rifle, and I'll
Go
sit
back
in my
home.
room.
Sit back.
Sit in my room, and I got looking out my window. I have a very, very broad view of everything in front of me and anyone coming. So
All right. That's a solid bad plan. That's a bad plan. You'll die. They'll get you. They'll find out that you're there. They'll infiltrate.
all right, hot stuff. Let me hear your fucking plan.
I haven't even watched The Walking Dead either. This is just common logic. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm calling friend of the program, Andrew McKenzie. Okay. He's up there, Freehold, New Jersey. I'm down here in Baltimore.
What's up?
I go out, I see some slow walking zombies. I assume traffic is gonna be packed. So hopefully it's a day that I'm waking up very early, so that way I can beat the traffic and not, have to sit in my car on the highway while zombies come over. So assuming I get back up to New Jersey, call McKenzie. This is what we're doing. We're getting on a sailboat, okay, and we're gonna sail around the harbor and just look at the shore, okay, and we'll have to have a fishing rod, obviously, and like a George Foreman. And we'll have to make that work, and we'll have to sail around like the bay until like there's openings, and you have to like park there and then run and get supplies, get back to the boat. But we will live the rest of our lives on like a sailboat, basically. We'll have to be on the water.
It's not a bad plan. The only thing
They're just gonna walk into the water and then get too deep where they can't swim.
Yeah, no, they definitely can't get to you. It's just a matter of having
Survival.
supplies. Yeah, like water. That's a big thing. You could fish, you could catch the food, but you can't drink the salt water.
Yeah, that's when it gets to the point where like you have to like have binoculars and look and see if like there's any zombies like on the land. You park, somebody watches the boat, and then like you have to have radios too. We probably won't have radios, so we'll just have to figure it out and just go on the trust system. But like run in
calls.
Yeah, exactly. Zombie. But yeah, I mean, he's the only one I know with a boat, but I would get on a boat. That's the big
I
thing.
got a feeling that if you guys pull up on shore and you go to look for supplies and there's even like a hint of a zombie, Mackenzie's leaving your ass.
Yeah, that's for sure. But he's only in like the bay, so he'd like come back for me. So I just had to like scramble for a bit or like swim out there to get him. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would adapt to Waterworld, and then it'd be like Kevin Costner.
How would you power the George Foreman?
Ooh, I didn't think about that one. I guess I'm a smoker. I have my cigarettes, so I'll have a lighter. So we could just start a fire somehow on the boat.
Fire on your boat.
Somehow, yeah, it would be a very controlled fire. He's got a fire extinguisher on there too, so we'd have to be careful. But yeah, like when it comes down to eating, like you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta be careful on the boat because
that thing sinks. Like it's gonna be not a fun life. It's not gonna be a good quality of life. Okay, but you gotta the name of the game is to survive.
Listen, I'll be chilling in my home. My neighbor across the street has solar panels. I'll go kill his ass, take his solar panels off his roof. I got fucking power.
You don't have the time, or no.
It's a zombie apocalypse. I have nothing but time. What else do I have to do?
They're gonna get into your house and they're gonna come upstairs when you're sleeping, and then you're gonna wake up a zombie.
Bro, I already have a machete. Like you come in my house, like I bought a machete when I was in Florida. I happened to be in a hardware store and I was in the checkout line and there was an 18-inch machete for like $12. I'm like, I need this. So I bought it. So I have a giant machete now. So anyone tries to, I'm just barricading myself in my room. You want to come in, I'm chopping your head off. And there it is.
Well, I think my plan's better, but yeah, you got a machete and you got a good plan, but well, we'll have to see if a zombie apocalypse ever happens. Who survives the longest?
Yeah,
and if there is a zombie apocalypse, we will continue to try to podcast through it. We will do everything that we can, but please don't get mad at us if we can't. And we will move on to the final question on the final segment, the final 4-pack. It's a serious kind of question, actually, sports question. You're a Giants fan. We haven't got a chance to talk about it since we last recorded. Do you think Odell Beckham is wearing a Giants jersey by week 1?
I do think he's wearing a jersey. I like it's so confusing because you got people like Schefter and Rappaport saying that, the Giants are fielding offers, and then you got the Maras coming out saying, "Oh no, we would never trade him."
I think well, sorry to cut you off. I think I have a good pulse on it. Like, I think they're definitely shopping them, but like the price is 2 firsts and more.
Yeah.
And like they're shopping them, but they know that they're probably not going to get that offer. So they don't want that to come into the season.
Right. It's kind of the same how the Orioles shopping Machado, like asking for too much. And, I don't think they're actively shopping him, but if someone calls and says, "Hey, we'll give you this, this, and this," like they're going to listen. Like I'm not going to get mad at them for that. But I don't think that anyone's going to match what the Giants are looking for to give him up. So I do think he will be there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's insanely good. I mean, he's a douchebag, and he doesn't exactly fit the Giants player mold that they ideally want. Like, like I was saying, like when John Mara talks to you and you don't grow up, then like you got a serious problem. But I mean, I really wouldn't rule it out. I mean, they're definitely listening, and I'm sure teams are going to take the bait and try to offer 2 firsts, like one this year, one next year. But I mean, it really wouldn't be that stupid. As great as he is, I mean, do you really value a wide receiver, any wide receiver, $20 million a year? I mean, that's fucking a lot of money.
It is. And it's tough because if you offer him that much money, then the rest of your team suffers. Even though he's so good, but like football is, like a team sport, obviously. There's 22 guys on the field, and who knows how many more, rotate in and out. So you can't just give – I mean, I don't even know. What's the salary cap right now?
Like 86 or something.
Oh, 86. That's it. So
no, never mind. I don't know. That was a wild guess. That was just how much space that we had.
Let me see. I'm going to do an NFL salary cap. I'm going to guess it's about like 100 something mil.
Yeah. And it's a lot. And like, if you look at the great teams who have had success, like, Brady and Belichick. What was it?
177.
Okay. Yeah. I was close.
We have.
Yeah. But like, it's wide receivers and running backs to me. Just like, I mean, obviously people have caught on to running backs because of the short shelf life. But like, if you look at the, Brady, what he's done with all his, his Super Bowls, there's never been like they always pay their wide receivers about $5 million a year. They always just go across the board with their salaries like that. Gardy, home run. Sorry. Even Peyton back in the day when he had Austin Collie was like his number 1 for years, and they never had to pay Marvin Harrison that much. Reggie Wayne ended up getting like, at the time, a lot of money, but like if you're a great enough quarterback, it's great to have these weapons, but I'd rather have, great, like a good wide receivers and a great quarterback who makes them better,
Agreed. Yeah, no, I mean, if you had a quarterback to put with them, that's another story, but I mean,
yeah, Eli's numbers with Odell Beckham are much better than without them.
It's hard to not have better numbers. I could have great numbers with Odell if I just throw little slants to him all day. I could throw the ball 10 yards for sure.
Yeah, you would have if you were Odell Beckham. You would have got paid already because you're not marching all over the place like dancing and being annoying, eating pizza, snorting cocaine, and
Well, I don't know. If I was as good as him, I might be doing that kind of stuff.
You're right. Who knows? Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I'm not as good at anything as Odell is at playing football.
Yeah.
Maybe podcasting.
Not yet, but we're getting there. We both stink, but we're getting there. But at least we know that we stink, and we're going to get better.
Yeah.
That's the show. I think it was a train wreck. We'll find out. Yeah, it was definitely.
We'll listen to the tell of the tape. See.
We got the Yankee game on in the background. We didn't get to prep that much because my day got really busy out of nowhere at the end. But we are going to come back on Saturday and have a Saturday show. And we're going to have some fun. Okay, we're going to have a lot of fun. All the original segments. We're going to go over what's been going on in baseball. Excuse me. We're going to be talking about baseball. Aaron Judge. Yes, we are on fire. We'll talk about how the Yankees are going to win the World Series probably on Saturday based on this rate. How this game is going. And then we'll have, of course, like I just said, our segments and some quick hits. Tones, any post-show thoughts?
No, I mean, let's go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees. All right, we'll talk on Saturday. That's episode 4, TNT. Tune in.